Welcome to Best Bet. We've got a very special show. My name is Kiprios.
My name is Jimmy the Bag. Season 3 is here, and spectacular performances by a couple of our players have me pumped up for this new season.
Well, as you know, we give everybody $1,000 each. They have to make 5 bets on Friday and spend 25% of their bankroll across those 5 bets. And my goodness, Jimmy, we had ourselves a bit of a doozy for week 1. Where do you want to start? Why don't we go from the least to the beast? What do you think about that, Jimmy?
I like that idea. And when we talk about these players, remember, it's at least 25%. So you'll hear some players using that 25 minimum. Some people went a little heavier. One of those guys was Babano, a.k.a. Ian Cameron. He bet an enormous amount of money, almost 80% of his bankroll in week 1. Unbelievable. Average bet $159, and CFL hurt him very badly. And he is a CFL expert, so I know he'll bounce back in that sport, but he swept the board in baseball. Unfortunately, biggest bet, $340 on the Lions to win, did not come through, and he is in tough 5th place, down $350.
In 4th place, we have our man Hunter. He was looking to make good on his biggest bets. He went on the under first half of the Twins versus the Rangers. He was looking good. He was looking very good until the bottom of the 5th when there was an explosion for 6 runs. So yeah, he lost some money, but that's how close he was. Who do we have in 3rd, Jimmy?
In 3rd place, Dabby Cab. Dabby Cab went 1-3, also had a push on the Blue Jays' first 5, and he wasn't messing around. He made some big bets. He cashed his biggest bet, $128. Minnesota Twins team total over 3.5 runs, but that was his only casher. 1-3, down $227.
And for the first time in the history of this show, that's 90 cards we have seen. This is season 3. We've got Joe Madden with board sweepage. She goes 5-0, Jimmy. Very conservative. 25% of her bankroll goes down, but she does it. All 5 in 2nd place for Joe Madden.
5-0, and she's not in the lead because another one of our players also swept the board. Nolly knows from Long Beach, California, 5 unders, 5 cashers, and he bet a little bit more, $60 a bet, which has him in the lead. Let's take a look at that overall leaderboard. Walk us through it, Kip.
All right, in 5th place, we've got Bobano, $650. In 4th, Hunter, $708.50. In 3rd, we've got Dabby Cab with $773. In 2nd place, it's Joe Madden with $1,000, $214.03. And Nolly knows right now the best better. No pressure, Nolly. $1,266.41 for board sweepage.
What a start. Usually we bring in our best player of the week and our worst, and we have Bettribution. Unfortunately, our worst, Babano, is dealing with COVID right now. We will decide together if that's enough of a penalty for him, or should we still give him a punishment next week? We will make that decision. We're not sure. We're going to see how hard it hits him, how hard COVID hits him. If it only hits him a bit, maybe we still punish him. So instead, we are bringing in our 2 players who swept the board. I can't wait to have them here on the show. Please welcome Nolly Knows and Joe Madden.
Welcome to the show, Nolly Knows and Joe Madden. For the first time in this show's history, we have somebody go 5-0. It gets even better than that because we've got 2 people that go 5-0. Joe Madden, you go 5-0, but you're still $50 out of the lead for week 1. I loved everything that you did. You were conservative. You measured it up. $50 a bet. What did you like? How did you get to 5-0?
You know, I just looked at the board and I'd had a terrible week going into Friday. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Baseball was killing me. I looked at Friday's card and I was like, I love these games. Absolutely. Went with them. I rode one of the overs just a little bit. I bought the hook there, took it to 8, and that probably cost me a little bit going too conservative with that because it flew over. But 5-0, still down $50, which does hurt. I thought I was going to be in first this week, going conservative.
It was very impressive. And when I hear the word over, I know Nolly knows shudders just at the sound of that word. Nolly, for people who don't know your capping style, you've gone with the moniker that you are making unders great again. You went 5-0 on 5 unders. One, unfortunately, I was on the other side of Cubs Dodgers. And of course, you cashed that very handily. What is your love, your affinity for unders? Could you tell us and the people watching at home, why is it that you love unders so much?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think it's basic fundamentals. I think if everybody does their job, then the game goes under. When people make mistakes, that's when the game goes over. Whether it's the bullpen making mistakes or a pitcher making mistakes or a long pass in a football game, those are mistakes that lead to points. So in my opinion, everybody does their job, the game stays under.
So it's easier to cap in that sort of way. Also, the public bet is the over. Right? Do you feel that there's an advantage there as well?
Well, that's exactly where the make unders great comes from, because every time I go to the sports book, all I hear is I'm on the over, I'm on the over, I'm on the over. That's all I ever hear. No one wants to bet the under. So I realized actually I have a little slight advantage towards that under. I realize it more than any sport in college basketball. It gets overinflated by 10 points all the time. But here in the game of failure, I'm going to bet you to fail. Under.
So you also, beyond baseball, you also go under. This was the week of unders. You go over to Mexico, Tijuana versus Juarez, 2.25 under. Tell us about that bet. Do you key in? Do you hone in? Do you put action on this week in, week out? What do you see, and how are you capping these soccer games?
Okay, yeah, soccer's another thing up my sleeve. I always like betting soccer. I do bet less games. I might pick 1 or 2, but I'm always messing with soccer. The problem is that's really the only league that I have to bet on right now. So it might come next week. It might not. It all depends on the lines. They're being really stingy. A lot of 2.25s in that league, but soccer's always something that I like to bet, and it's a lot simpler with the numbers. It's only going up to 2.5. I think I can count to 3.
Joe, it's tricky when you're perfect. It can get in your head. I struggle personally after perfect days because I get more conservative. I started to sort of tighten things up in my ROI. I would guess, I don't track it, but I would guess that my ROI is negative after a perfect day. How are you going to attack week 2 after your perfection? Are you going to bet a little more? Are you going to keep it the same? What is your plan of attack?
You know what? I'm probably going to bet more going into week 2 for sure. Don't want to play as conservative. Want to play more conservative in week 1, get that bankroll going. And then I'll hit it out of the park next week as well. I know I probably won't go 5-0. I'm not going to hold myself to that, but we're going to have a positive ROI week next week. I'm sure 3 or 4. I will hit for sure.
So you bet 25% of your bankroll week 1, which was the minimum. Nolly bets 30%, a little less conservative. Plus, now you are in the throes of Calgary Stampede. How are you going to cap and party? And I mean, is that a lot of cat naps? Is there cap naps that will be going on?
I have a cook-off the day before, so it is going to be a long day. I've got Nelly at night. I'm going to have to be up Friday early. I'm going to hydrate. That's all I know. I'm going to be hydrating so I can get these bets in ready for you guys Friday morning.
Nolly, you are also dealing with perfection or the pressures of following up perfection. Do you get a little more conservative after going 5-0? And are you going to keep your wager amount at $60 for week 2?
I mean, going into the contest, I was debating how to attack things, whether it was going to be parlays or maybe big money line parlays, but ultimately just decided to stick to the things that I know and bet exactly how I bet. Bet everything equally, and I will win more than I lose and end profitable. Right now, it's all about building your bankroll to build the unit size and hopefully to continue making money and adding to that lead.
Joe, do you have anything you're circling for tomorrow? Have you checked out the card, or do you have a sure shot for the people of Best Bet watching at home right now?
You know what? No sure shots for tomorrow, but don't lose money on those Toronto Blue Jays. They are headed back home facing the Philadelphia Phillies. We know the Jays got completely swept by the Mariners. They are so strong offensively, but haven't been showing it as of late. I might be looking at a team total for them, waiting for those lines to come out.
Nolly, same with you. Is there something that you are looking at for Tuesday and on? Is there a series that you have your eye on? And if it's the Dodgers, what's coming next for them? Anything that's in the forefront for you?
Well, I mean, interesting. There's a lot of good matchups even today, but tomorrow, big matchup, Dylan Cease, Shane Kluber. And so not Kluber, excuse me. Shane Bieber, excuse me. Forgot his name, but a big pitching matchup. I'll definitely be involved in some form or fashion, whether it be a no-run first inning or first 5 under.
I'd like to add to that question there, because does Bieber's loss of velocity not scare you with your unders? Because when I'm watching him throw 87 and 88, I'm like, well, he's going to get touched.
I think ultimately there's more to just velocity. It's about the change of velocity, change of direction, change of levels, changing eye levels, and that's something that he's shown capable of. He has one of the highest whiff rate, strike, swinging and missing out of the zone, meaning his pitches are just filthy. So he's very difficult to hit. So I'd expect that to continue. The guy is very crafty, and there are plenty other guys that I bet on that only throw 92.
I hear you. Cease, Bieber under for Nolly knows. Thank you guys so much for joining us. To start out this season with you guys both going 5-0 and being perfect is so exciting for us, and for everybody watching. So thank you guys for your excellence, and keep it up. Let's
keep
get
it up,
that
kids.
Cash up there.
Nolly knows and Joe Madden, you are listening to 10-0. Can they keep it up? Well, Jimmy, can we keep it up? This season, let's see how we do, because last season I didn't do so good, so I am due. Jimmy, what are you circling? What do you have for a sure shot?
My sure shot is in the Canadian Football League, where I am 14-7 on the young season and finished off last year 12-1 run. Put those numbers together, 26-8. Do the math for you. I'm running hot in the CFL, and the Hamilton Tiger Cats are 0-4 thus far this year. They look terrible. The Hamilton media is all over them. They're coming off a bye week, and I'm going to bet on them. And I'm going to bet on them in a trifecta: first quarter, first half, and full game against the Ottawa Redblacks, who are licking their wounds after a loss at Mosaic Stadium. They haven't won any games. Also, I love fading teams on their second road game in a row. And you have a very angry Hamilton Tiger Cats team off of a bye week. They're going to come after the Redblacks. They're going to beat the Redblacks, and I'm going to cash on the beatdown of the Ottawa Redblacks. Ticats, first quarter, first half, full game, trifecta. The full game is up at 6.5. We don't have the other numbers out yet, but as soon as they're available, bet them. How about you, Kip? How are you going to get the season rolling with your sure shot?
93 till infinity, baby. That's what we're doing. We're going back to 93's World Series, the Blue Jays versus the Phillies. But just for this game, we're going to go back for the same result. Kiprios likes Berrios. Yes, that is correct. I know he's 6-4 right now, and the ERA is 5.44, but that stud, you know what his record is at home? He's 4-0, Jimmy, at home. ERA changes to 3.23, so it's a little bit nicer. Haven't seen the line yet, but I don't care. The Blue Jays are going to bump the schneid. They did not like the taste of that Mariner face washing. They could not have liked it, and now they get back a little get right on these Phillies. For best bet and gaming today, these players are playing for $4,000. We've got two people atop that both went 5-0, but there is a lot of time. That is only week one. My name is Kiprios.
My name is Jimmy the Bag. What an exciting start. Two cappers dealing with perfection. How will they follow it up in week two, and who will win this $4,000 prize at the end of 8 weeks? On behalf of all of us in gaming today, thank you for watching, and most importantly, get that cash.
Get the Chetsies. Get the Chets.